Hello. Welcome to Gunning to Old Trafford with your host Ibi and Shady. Abdul, what an amazing weekend of football.
Yes, it's cup stuff. Love
Cup
it. Knockout. And we know what cup football is all about.
Oh, yes.
We know what cup football is all about.
We were the worst team in the league, but
we
the
won
best
a cup.
team in the cup. Man. We were something else. Huh?
Wow.
Amazing.
So Ibi, this cup feeling, and you have that same feeling, just gives you that.
There's
something about it.
There's something extra to play for. It's just that energy and the excitement.
Amazing. And you know what I loved about this weekend, Ibi? There were amazing games.
Oh, yes.
I mean, started off with Friday night Manchester United, Friday night lights against Everton. It was beautiful.
Under pressure, Everton.
Big pressure.
How is Lampard still in the job? But anyways,
sorry guys, we forgot you guys
are there, man.
Hey man, but brilliant stuff, Ibi. Thanks so much for the introduction once again. I'm with my man Ibi again, and when I'm with Ibrahim, the Casemiro, Thierry Henry, I feel so protected. What a partnership, guys! Welcome. Don't forget to like, share, comment. Subscribe, hit that bell notification. YouTube is buzzing. Instagram, we now have a Facebook account.
Oh yes.
And a TikTok account. So wow guys, so just before this, Ibrahim was showing me TikTok, and I'm definitely going to get into TikTok.
Definitely.
It looks so cool.
It's
yeah.
awesome.
So brilliant stuff. Welcome guys. We are at our cup review and player ratings, Ibrahim.
Yes, brilliant stuff.
Brilliant. Wow.
So Abdul, we'll start off with the FA Cup.
Let's go.
Then go into League Cup. Who did you guys play in the League Cup?
I don't know. I think I forgot to mention us. I don't know.
Did they miss your guys' fixture?
I think we lost out. I don't know what's happening. We're invisible in the League Cup. I don't know. Arsenal, Ateta, where were you?
How is Ten Hag managing these fixtures and the player rotation with a small group of players?
I'm so happy that obviously he's got the wins. But Ibrahim, you can just see this guy in his press conferences.
He oozes class, man.
He oozes it, and you can see, you can hear somebody when they're speaking to you, they're answering you, but they've got a plan.
Exactly.
This guy
he doesn't give away too much.
And you know what? You guys heard it first coming to Old Trafford. We knew Ten Hag is destined for greatness.
Yes, 100%.
I mean, he really... And let's be honest. It wasn't easy in the start.
Oh,
he had the Ronaldo thing.
He started with 2 losses on the trot.
Yes.
Pundits were calling for his head.
But a top guy. I love him. And don't forget our Benny McCarthy is there. Benny in the 18 area. So yeah, big up, guys.
So let's start off with United Everton, because I think that's the way the weekend started. Abdul, instead of talking about the game, let's go into the player ratings.
Sure.
And as we talk about the player ratings, we'll review the match, right?
Agreed.
If you guys don't remember, when we do player ratings, if it's a 6, the guy got an average performance. If it's above 6, mean they were above average and they had a good game. If it's under 6, mean they had a bit of a poor game, and there's room for improvement, right? So that's the way it's rated. So I'm going to start off with David De Gea.
Big Dave.
David De Gea, a lot of people giving De Gea a lot of slack for the one mistake that he made. When the ball went through his legs, and then Cody goes and taps it in. Goalkeepers have the most undervalued job in a squad.
I have to agree.
Strikers miss plenty of chances, but no one ever goes on strikers' backs. De Gea has been brilliant for the last couple of weeks, saved us many times. And Ten Hag even mentioned that if it wasn't for De Gea, we wouldn't have had as many clean sheets as we had, because after they broke through our defense, De Gea, as that last line of defense, was super amazing. And he's been really strong in the back. So one mistake doesn't justify.
Exactly. And also, just to add, sorry about
that. No,
go. From a tactical and a coaching point of view, I just have to make mention that David De Gea, guys, for the past few weeks, hasn't been playing with a solidified or a partnership at centre back. It's been
chopping and
changing. Imagine David with Licha and a Rolls Royce. 5 or 6 or 7 games consecutively.
No mistakes.
I mean, here you got this chop and changes. Oluki was there.
Then Maguire,
Lindelof. So it shows his class also. So just
controlling that defense.
Yeah.
So I think overall, Licha had a good game. De Gea had a good game. The one mistake that he had in there, and there was a bit of a mix-up with the defense at one point, but not the end of the world. So I'm going to give David De Gea a 6. I don't think it was his best performance, but I don't think it was his worst as well. And when you need him to show up, he always does. So I'm okay. And I knew we were going to beat Everton.
Yeah.
So
you were very confident.
So I wasn't scared about
was
the
still,
one.
guys, you won't believe. I still told Ibrahim before the match, but you know what, it's going to be a heavy FA Cup. Ibrahim was, no man, it's on. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought it's going to be that FA Cup. Lampard's going to come with this sweat jersey and it's going to be heavy. But I, man.
Lampard in, by the way.
Lampard in. Stay Lampard, stay.
Okay, perfect.
So,
David,
yeah.
I mean, I'll give you an overall of the game after I give my rating.
Yeah,
Just a quick
sure.
blurb about it. Right back, Diego Dallo. Steady performances since he's come back. And you can see the difference he brings to the team compared to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka comes in, he's nice and solid, reads the game well. But when Dallo comes in, we feel like we're a threat going forward as well.
Correct.
So he had a good game, nothing massively to scream about. Really solid, getting up well, overlapping really nicely. Defensive work in tech. So I'm gonna give Dallo probably a 7 for that game. Yeah.
Okay.
In the middle, we had Rafa Varane and Luke Shaw. And Varane, class. That boy just oozes class.
Personified.
I mean, there was one point where he was at their corner flag taking on players. He shimmied past one, got the ball in. Amazing stuff. He's, like you say, personified.
Nice.
If you want to personify
Nice.
class, it's Rafa Varane, And I can't believe people used to doubt him when United bought him and were questioning his fee. We paid around 30 million.
Man.
30 million
It's
for
a
him.
champion, that guy, man.
Yeah, nothing. We paid peanuts for Rafa Varane. And just like Casemiro, that quality to say, I don't care if I'm in the Champions League. I've won it enough times. I want to challenge myself, go to a giant like United and get them back up. And that's the type of players United need. So for me, Rafa Varane, a 8.
Correct. Deserve.
Oh, no, let me not get ahead of myself. 7.
Okay.
I think a 7.
You sure?
7.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 for Rafa Varane.
7 for Rafa, 7 for the lot. But okay, merited, Ibi. Let's keep it at a 7.
Yeah, 7.
Very good.
Luke Shaw, amazing again. When you play in front of the club captain, the centre back, I mean, it shows two things.
Crazy.
One, Ten Hag doesn't trust Harry Maguire. And 2, Luke Shaw doesn't care where he plays, he just wants to play. The opportunity comes, he grabs it with both hands. And again, another really solid performance by Luke Shaw. Didn't really put a foot wrong. Hard tackler, getting forward well, dropping the balls in really, really nicely. Over the top.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. And I mean, I just can't fault Luke Shaw's performance again. So for me, a 7 for Lukey.
I love when Luke Shaw and Varane play because it reminds me, and we spoke about this before, the old way. Ish, boom, bam, boom, Shoberto, Luke Shoberto. Am I right? Shoberto. So it reminds me about that, a sweeper and a centre back.
Oh, yes.
Old school. It always works, and
100%.
this is exactly what it is.
100%.
So well done, Ten Hag for seeing that, man.
Left back, sorry guys.
Ibi, how much you
we
gave
got
him?
7.
7, okay.
Left back, Malacia. I think the game was a bit soon for Malacia. Struggled in the game, got a lot of attention coming down his side. I think Lampard targeted that side because he knew Malacia didn't really have much game time, coming off a really, tired World Cup where he didn't really get a showing. So I'm going to give Malacia a 5 for that performance. Was it fault during the breakdown? Should have, been able to make the tackle before it got there. So I'm going to give Malacia a 5. I mean, I'm not giving him a 5 because poor performance. I'm giving him a 5 because there's a lot of improvement that needs to happen in this game. So Malacia a 5 for me. But I know he'll come back stronger, and he did against Charlton. So big up to Malacia. So that's my back line. I'm going to go into my midfield, Casemiro and Eriksen. Casemiro.
The quarterback in the tank.
The tank.
Yes.
The tank for me, just a steady Eddie. Thank you, Graham Souness. Great player, but a really shitty pundit. Sorry,
Yeah. No. That's fine.
A really crappy pundit,
Sourness.
Sour, yeah. Very, very sour. So our steady Eddie, really dominating performance again. Breaks up the play, connects defense to attack. And And for the life of me, I can't understand to this day how Luke Shaw, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jose Mourinho did not identify the need of a centered defensive midfielder.
True. And with Casemiro, Ibrahim, you getting a center defensive midfielder. And because most center defensive midfielders only are in your final third, and that's where they stay.
He's more like box to box.
This guy here, for his size, he gets to the final third and his last third.
Exactly.
He's something else, man.
No, he's brilliant.
You can see that Brazil class in him, man.
So I'm going to give Casemiro an 8. And guys, if you haven't seen, we dropped a post on Instagram around Casemiro and Partey. It's not meant to be
and
duel. And Facebook. And TikTok. It's not meant to be a duel. It's just meant to show the class of both these players. But ever look at Casemiro. The titles this guy has won already. No wonder he doesn't care where he's playing. He's just coming for the challenge. So I love him. Eriksen signing of the season, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And not because he's better than Casemiro, but because he came for free.
Mala.
We paid nothing for him. And everybody laughed at us, when we bought him. With his health issues and he's over the hill. Eriksen won't be up to speed in the Premier League. What a difference he makes to this
I don't think Eriksen played like this. He was at Tottenham.
Yeah, it was brilliant at Tottenham.
But now Ibrahim is hitting heights.
Yeah.
At Tottenham there wasn't this I don't know. I still
Tottenham
feel
mid-table
football.
club.
Tottenham, and again, sorry Zahir Mullah. Tottenham, there's no
passion.
Yes, like Manchester United, Arsenal's got that. There's something about.
What's that meme? There's no passion.
There's no passion. There's no. It's a top one. We need to drop that one.
So for me, Eriksen again, and Eriksen doesn't do crazy things. Doesn't run a lot.
Simple stuff.
But brilliant. He knows. He moves in spaces. Gets into the right space, picks up the ball, looks up, plays a short pass, hits it long if he needs to, through the lines. I love Eriksen. So a 7 for me for Eriksen. Wow. Up front, we had Rashford. Oh, Bruno, sorry, before I go to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes, a bit wasteful against Everton. But I think because he's got Eriksen and Casemiro behind him, it allows him to try things and go a little bit crazy.
Which is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. So I'm not going to be harsh on Bruno. I'm going to give Bruno probably a 6. I think he's definitely got more in his locker. He can definitely be, give better performances than it. But I'm not going to say he had a bad performance. I'm just giving him a 6 because I know the quality that Bruno can aspire to. And what I love is that he obviously was rested against Charlton because of the yellow card. He couldn't play. So I think he's going to see a fresh Bruno against Manchester City, which is going to be amazing. So a 6 for Bruno. We're going to go up front and we're going to go to Anthony. Anthony got a goal.
Yeah.
A bit of a tired performance as well, but because he got the goal, I'm going to give him a 6. If he didn't get the goal, I'll probably give him a 5. Anthony looks like there's a player in him. I think he needs time to adjust to the English league coming in from Holland. The price tag doesn't do him any favors, and I think the media are not giving him a chance to take it. They give Nunes a free pass. No talk about Nunes' price, but Anthony, there's all this talk about his price tag and how much it costs, blah, blah, blah. But Anthony, block it out. We'll give you time. You're playing under a manager that you know, that trusts you. So just let it come naturally.
And he's a lighty. How old is he? 21, 22, 20. He's a lighty, man.
The only 2 things I'd say you need to adjust in his game. He needs to play with less fear. And I think that will come as he becomes more confident in the Premier League. And he needs to start using his right foot, man. He doesn't use the right foot. Only tries to cut in on the left. But what a left foot.
Yes, man.
But we'll get into
crazy boy, man.
Martial. I've seen a lot of criticism about Martial's performance, but a Manchester United team with Martial is a better Manchester United team. And this was Martial, one of his better performances. Yes, he didn't score a goal. Should have scored a goal. There was a nice ball that came in. Should have put it away. He missed his opportunity. But I think when Martial comes in, he drops deep. He pulls a couple of players with him. He's able to link nicely with Rashford. He plays, he understands how to link the play. And he drops deep, he goes forward. So I like Martial in the team. I'm going to give Martial a 6. Didn't blow the world apart, but a brilliant performance, or at least a steady performance. Left forward, Imfanas. I mean, this boy is on hot form.
Time of his life, man.
I mean,
Time of his life.
after the Charlton game, it's 7 goals in 6 matches.
Crazy.
7 goals, 3 assists. This guy is on some other form.
He's got no fear.
I think he's now tied with Rooney for the amount of back-to-back goals for Manchester United.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You know, consecutively.
This season is spurred his career.
Ten Hag, man.
Ten Hag.
Ten Hag and Benny.
Ten Hag.
Big up Ten Hag, big up Benny McCarthy.
Man, well
Benny in
done,
the
guys.
18 area.
Hey, our man.
So, yeah, for me, Rashford at 8. Brilliant performance again. Scored a goal. Assisted for Anthony. Was influential in the own goal as well. You know, he played the ball across when Cody put it in. He crossed the ball to Anthony. So, involved in all of the goals. Brilliant performance. But for me, still, man of the match, even though Imfanas was really brilliant, man of the match for me, none other than Casemiro.
Yo, it's 4 in a row.
4 in a row.
He's rocking Casemiro.
4 in a row.
My man, you need to pay us a visit now. 4 in a row, my
4
guy.
in a row.
Well,
Brilliant
and listen,
performance.
You might get, if you play well against Man City, you might get 5 in a row.
No, you can't get 5 because Charlton. And he came
Oh,
on
yeah,
as a
Charlton.
sub.
Oh, okay. No. Yeah, you can't get 5.
Because he came on.
Just as many Champions Leagues as he won.
Exactly.
5. Just to remind the people. So, man of the match, Casemiro the thing.
Casemiro, Ten Hag, brilliant rotation, got his tactics spot on, got the play spot on. You know, when Everton equalized, didn't stress, didn't get worried about it, brought on the right subs at the right time. Brilliant overall for me. Ten Hag 8 again. So brilliant stuff for Ten Hag.
Nice stuff. Amazing. Amazing.
Just my thoughts on the game. Manchester United bullied Everton from the first whistle. Yes, Everton scored a goal, but it was a mistake on our part. Manchester United never got out of third gear. We didn't play to our full potential, and we beat Everton easily 3-1. It's sad to see what has become of Everton Football Club. You know, a giant of in the English game. But I don't think Frank Lampard is the right man for the job. I think Everton need to part ways with Lampard. And I think he didn't do it at Chelsea. He's struggling at Everton. I think he needs to take a step away, maybe go to a lower league, get some more exposure, and then come back up. So Everton look completely out of it. And I hope for their sake that Lampard can turn it around, and for his sake. But I don't see it happening because they look totally out of it against Manchester
The only
United.
one player that I really picked up was Crane, Tamari Crane.
Yeah.
Decent player. And you know who I like? I've always liked, guys, Seamus Coleman.
Oh, yes.
There's something about him. He's that Irish and that Scotsman. And you guys know Arsenal people love Scottish and Irish.
He's
Because
Irish,
he's Irish.
Yeah.
Irish, not Scottish.
Who was
Irish.
their right back? Leighton Baines. Remember? I used to like him.
Oh, top.
And I always hoped United bought him, but never.
Top player. And then remember they had Cahill from Australia. Also did well.
Mitchell Duke. Another Aussie. And our boys from Man Cave United and MUFC Worldwide Reds. Dean and Adam. Big up,
guys. All the best.
Abdul, straight into the Arsenal one.
Arsenal against Oxford Monday night was buzzing. And Arsenal played with that white
What a
kit.
kit, man. Beautiful,
It's my train. Tottenham's white kit.
Oh, yes.
And do you know something I read, Evie?
Sorry,
You
guys.
cannot, those kits are not for sale.
Yeah, it's not for sale.
They're not even making a concept kit. I remember after the game, one of the older players that were in the academy with Arsenal, Nketiah gave him a jersey, but Nketiah had to give him a red jersey. A jersey they didn't play with, because what a great initiative. Firstly, those jerseys that they all played with are going to all of these case workers and caretaker workers that are part and parcel of this, and
and the initiative is called No More Red.
No More Red. So that's, guys, like we said, and Ibrahim, and I'm saying it, Ibrahim dropped a beautiful post explaining the whole no red initiative. It's an amazing initiative. There's so much of violence in London and stuff.
And this is specifically around knife crimes. Because knife crimes are massive in London. So big up to Arsenal and Adidas for partnering and coming out. And Arteta was really involved in this.
Yes, he was.
He actually helped design the kit with Ray Parlour.
With Ray Parlour. Ray Parlour is our designer now.
Yeah. So a brilliant kit. No more red.
No more red.
Arsenal, like Abdul said, Arsenal playing in a white kit. For the first time, London was white.
Yeah.
But still belong to Arsenal.
Yeah, well said. Okay. So maybe nice rotation. Just your two
What about
boys.
a tricky one? You guys were looking a bit dicey at one point.
Do you know, right up until the 65th minute, you were going to
They had
follow
chances, those boys, yeah?
Big chances. Big chances. After the 65th minute,
it was done.
He turned. And when he turned, you could just see the Arsenal boys' class coming in. But they had us big time. But you know what? Again, Newcastle, with all due respect, Eddie Howe, Newcastle tactics, those tackles, those niggles, and look here, it's football. It happens. If that's a tactic they want to use against a free-flowing football team, and it works for them, why not? So yeah, we had Matt Turner in the polls. If I haven't got a little story about Matt Turner. Matt Turner only started playing football at the age of 14.
What?
And do you know what made Matt Turner fall in love with football? The 2010 South African World Cup.
Oh, yes.
Right? And it's on the internet, guys. You guys can go check it out as well. 2010 World Cup. And he promised himself at that time to be the best. And whatever he did was about football. American boy. Love how his distribution is amazing. Reminds me like he's dropping, that oval shaped thing and he's kicking it. I don't know how to say what it is. I don't know what is it called. I don't even know what it's called.
Handball. American football.
American football. So Matt Turner, brilliant one-on-one, a good number 2.
Yeah.
A number 2 that's not going to disturb Aaron Ramsdale.
Exactly.
He's happy being a number 2.
But enough to challenge him to be on his toes.
Yeah, and he's got that. There's something about him.
Yeah.
And let's take nothing away from the States. And when it comes to football, they really pump a lot of money in the game.
Of course.
So Matt Turner, number 1 for USA, brilliant stuff. I'm going to give him, he really did nothing much wrong. I'm going to give him an average, because at one stage there were a couple of opportunities that, pinpoint his distribution. I'm going to give him an average, but a slight average of a 7. Because he kept us in the game twice, and that could have turned the whole tie.
No, love it.
Right? So I'm going to give him a 7.
Can't disagree with it.
Right, so he did well. I'm going to go straight into centre back, Rob Holding. And you know why I love Rob Holding is because Rob Holding just oozes Arsenal DNA.
Rob Holding.
There's just something about, look here, not the best player, not the first player on the sheet, but a player that is so important in the dressing room. He's so important. And you know what I feel?
And again, also a player he reminds me a lot of John O'Shea.
Oh, yes.
At Manchester United.
Does his work.
A team player, even if he doesn't make the top 11, he's fine to be on the bench.
Yeah.
But when he comes on with that full commitment, pushing, getting the stuff done. So I love Rob Holding.
And
another American boy, isn't it?
No, English.
Is he English?
English. He's got about 5 or 6 caps for England. We just check it. But also, I see Rob Holding the future. And I see him going the same route like Mertesacker and going into coaching at Arsenal, like Jack Wilshere and stuff. So definitely both. Gabriel, decent performance here and there. Again, few mistakes here and there.
You guys' defense is shaky, Abdul.
Few mistakes.
That can be the undoing of you guys. Eh?
It can. And, I think Fawaz called it the other day, Arsenal need a centre-back. They're not looking at a centre-back, but they need a centre-back. And I understand why Mikel and Edu are not really looking into it because, remember, Benjamin White is actually a centre-back.
Yeah.
So, when things are not going well, you can always move him. But I just feel you needed one more just on the bench.
Every time you say Blanco, it reminds me of Blanca.
Blanca, remember Blanca?
Street Fighter.
Hey, Blanca used to eat. Remember that slide? He used to slide you off and pop.
No, wasn't Blanca the
roll.
Animal.
Yeah, he was
the
green guy.
The green
like
guy.
the Hulk, with the orange hair.
Crazy.
Blanca.
Maybe you think of Bison.
Yeah, Bison used to.
I can't even remember.
There was one guy that used
Bison
to
was
slide.
the big guy.
Yeah, he is the big guy.
Russian
But Blanca was
Blanca was
the green guy.
The green guy.
Yo, Blanco. So yeah, Ibi, I really like the rotation from Arteta. However, you also feel that they want to go for the FA Cup. Yes. However, they need those 2 or 3 signings.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day...
But it doesn't look like 2 or 3 signings are coming.
It looks like
it
one.
looks only Mudryk.
Only one.
Yeah.
Right? The Danilo, they're still trying, but we're going to get into that, right? But they need it. Tomiyasu, the Japanese samurai, brilliant game. Got a bit tired, but I'm definitely going to give him a 7.
Brilliant.
Right? I'm going to give Tomiyasu right back a 7. Oh yeah, wait, the holding, we jumped. Sorry, you forgot to get your milli bomb to reel me in, right? So, okay, we already at right back. So yeah, thanks, Evie. Holding and Gabriel. Holding, I'm going to definitely give a 7. Gabriel, an average 6. Because I just feel like Gabriel, look here, he's brilliant, no doubt. He's a good player. Definitely going to be in the Brazil team now after the World Cup. But I just feel sometimes like a Brazilian. They always want to go forward.
And sometimes it looks like he loses a bit of concentration.
Yes,
he has it lapse. And I don't want to say this. Yeah. And I'm sorry.
No, go for it. But honesty.
He reminds me, and not to that extent, but a little bit like Harry Maguire. Because Maguire is a good centre back, but he's sometimes the decision making, the lapse in concentrations, and I think Gabriel, if he doesn't fix it up, he's going to head down that direction.
Yeah, and it'll be a problem. And you know what I feel is that Arteta really trusts him, and I just hope Arteta can just spur him on. But it's just those small little, like you say, small little lapse of concentration. Yeah. So yeah, 7 for Holding, Gabriel a 6, Kieran Tierney, my man. The Scottish boy, William Wallace. With another, Ibrahim. And people might know this, but Kieran Tierney gives every single ounce of himself in every minute of the game.
Brilliant.
And that's the reason Arteta had to get a similar or backup or vice versa backup. They both understand what their roles are. The Zinchenko, right? So I'm definitely going to give Kieran a 7. He played tremendously well. The link up with Fabio Vieira was amazing.
Vieira played very
well. We're going to go straight into the 2 centre mids, and I'm going to leave El Neni, the defensive midfielder. Let's do Fabio Vieira first. Fabio Vieira struggled. Remember, he never had preseason. Also struggling a little bit in the physical part of the game.
Premier League, you need to be a bit bulked up.
But EB.
But intelligent player. Yeah.
Intelligence and the vision.
And a free kick to unlock, man. El Neni just had to make sure he put his head to it.
He just had to. So
that
he had
was
to assist.
Pinpoint.
And that pass reminded me of the little Mozart, Thomas Rosetsky.
Yeah.
When he dissects and he gave it to Nketiah. So Fabio Vieira. The little Mozart, man. The little Mozart. So yeah, guys, don't forget past and present. Soon we're going to do a Thomas Rosetsky. Who remembers Thomas? You remember Thomas?
What a player.
Oh,
what
man.
a player.
And I remember this very clearly. It was the 1990? The 2006 World Cup. Played for Czech Republic. And I'll never forget walking at the shops, and I was walking with Huzaifa. Huzaifa, did I buy this for you? And I even asked Huzaifa, I'll never forget. Huzaifa, man, who's this Rosicki? Huzaifa said, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good. And the rest is history. Thank you, Huzaifa. We appreciate you. So Fabio Vieira, similar. Needs a little bit of time. A 7 for me.
Okay.
7 for me. Good. Started off very slow. Got into the game.
But he'll grow. He'll grow.
Lokonga. Yeah, he have a bit of a problem. You see the black pen is now down. We did a pass in present on Lokonga. And you know I was very positive.
Excited, exactly.
Who did I even compared him to Diaby? I was so excited. I was over the head. I feel Lokonga either gets a loan move, he needs to play, or Arteta, you need to sell him. I tell you why. Lokonga has not developed as much as the players that are younger than him. Lokonga is not a youngster anymore. He's 24 years old.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be bossing that midfield at a club like Arsenal. So I'm disappointed with Lokonga. And Lokonga, today, you get a 5. a fifer. No, Ibi.
You know, fair.
Mikel,
I watched the game.
Mikel, you need to watch this. We're not happy with Sambi Lokonga.
And like Abdul says, three options, right? One, he either, bites the butt and gets on and improves, goes out on loan or gets sold.
You know what I mean?
Simple.
Get him sold.
No emotions.
Straight talk.
Options.
Straight talk. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you were to compare him, Ibi, and let's be honest, to a Tillemans that's coming in the summer. I mean, it's day and night
100%.
for how he's playing. We're going to go into the Lion of Egypt, the Lion of Africa.
El Neni. Brilliant.
One of these players, again, that oozes the Arsenal DNA. And I don't know, you know what? It's amazing. That header, and I'm not only talking about that header, everything he did that night was just, it's just so effortless.
And you see how he ran to Arteta?
Brilliant. That's also what really gave me goosebumps, because we were close with our coaches and we know what happens on a training field. And just to show that appreciation. And Arteta hasn't been playing him much.
Exactly.
So I really feel the same way Rob Holding's going, this boy is going to go the same way. He's going to be part of Arsenal. Probably will go out a little bit because he's now back up. But we'll go out and we'll come back. He'll definitely come back. Definitely an 8. An 8 for me.
Yes.
El Neni an 8. And also, my man of the match. I'm going to just say it now. Once. Has to be the man of the match.
2 goals, scored a brace. And that goes out to the Ginger Ninja. What was it? Ginger Ninja or the Greek Scouts? No, the Greek Scouts.
The Greek Scouts.
The Greek Scouts who spoke so much crap about Nketiah when we went on the live before you guys played.
Yeah,
I think Nketiah took it personal.
Man. Yeah, man. You made him upset. What he said he's in the toilet or something. Hey, the Greek Scouts is up. So yeah, El Neni. We're going to get there now, Ibi. Saka Martinelli, again, from the beginning got kicked. Kick. Saka was just not at the race. I think he was a bit tired, Ibi. I think he needs a bit rest. And like you said earlier on, and Ibrahim said it so well, in the Premiership, Saka, Martinelli, these players might be protected, but not in the FA Cup and the Cup games. You know? So, we're there. Sorry guys, we're just checking quickly. We good. So Martinelli, Saka. Hope you guys are ready. No, do you know? Okay, but we'll do it in the preview later. I got a bomb actually coming. Okay. I just want to check it because they actually Saka is not playing in the North London Derby.
What?
He's got five yellow cards.
Oh no, yes, 100%.
We just need to
verify, but I think it's correct.
Okay, so
Saka and Martinelli, no?
Saka and Martinelli. That's it. Do you understand why Mudryk should have been done already 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
You know, so okay. Saka and Martinelli, not really much to talk about. Really ran the races, did well. Tried to link up a lot with Nketiah, but I just think it was difficult because these guys were on them all the time. But Saka, Mfana Futi, Martinelli really showed their class. Really did what they normally do.
Yep.
Just didn't get the goals. And Eddie Nketiah.
Nketiah was brilliant.
Eddie Nketiah, guys.
Yeah, remember the name.
Brilliant.
Number 14.
Brilliant. Number 14. He's got the legendary number 14.
Yeah.
And 4 games, 4 goals.
Brilliant.
The Arsenal fans were calling for his head. How could he get the number 14?
And now they see
his head. Really proved his doubters wrong. Arsenal boy throughout almost got a move away, which would have been a loss. Leeds United, they were all lining up for him, including Atletico Madrid at one stage. So definitely for your two amazing goals, an 8.
Brilliant.
However, and then you are the man of the match. So we got an 8 there, 6 there, and Arteta. There was a time in that game, Ibrahim, I feel that before the game, Ian Wright, it was so beautiful. Ian Wright interviews Arteta. And once the interview's finished, hey, Gaffer, please tell the boys I love them. Ian Wright, legend. It was amazing, man. So, really tough game. Oxford, the fans were going crazy. One of those FA Cup games. And Arteta really had to show his class.
Yeah.
He had to be patient.
It was a tricky one.
He had to be
Could
patient.
have been a Mumish.
I was going to give him a 7, but I feel that his substitutes when he brought on Blanco, when he brought on.
And if you don't know Blanco, it's Benjamin White.
It's Blanco, Benjamin White. When he brought them on and he changed it up a little bit in the center, it really changed the game at the 65th minute. So definitely Mikel Arteta, an 8.
Brilliant.
An
Love
8.
it.
So that's brilliant stuff. That is Arsenal's
one of the moments that stood out for me during the game was the Oxford fans parked outside the stadium. They brought a bit of a bigger car, stood on the roof of the car and watched the game. And that's why we love cup football.
That's why we love cup football. It gives the smaller clubs that brilliant.
And a good economic boost for them as well.
Definitely. So yeah, man, I wouldn't mind watching Mfana Footy and Kevy standing from a... It's a top. And Manchester United, Arsenal into the 4th round. Arsenal play Manchester City. So yeah, I just
Manchester United Reading. At Old Trafford.
Nice.
So we're going to go straight into the League Cup. Abdul, you want to go first?
Evie, I think I'm lost.
Okay.
I'm lost. I'm totally lost.
You think about it so long, I'll get into it. Manchester United versus Charlton Athletic at Old Trafford. It's been a long time since we had a favourable draw in the FA Cup and League Cup. And we've had some good draws at Old Trafford recently, which is brilliant. Again, love what Ten Hag is doing, rotating the squads. You know, similar to Oxford, how Oxford could have been a Moomish for Arsenal. Charlton could have been that Moomish for Manchester United, right? But the boys look switched on from moment one, right? Had a good time to rest players. So we started, and I'm going to start again from the back, and I'll talk through the game. You know, the coach of Charlton Athletic, massive Manchester United fan.
Serious?
Season ticket holder.
Currently.
When he jumped off his coach of the bus, his father met him.
Are you serious?
His father met him, gave him a hug, gave him something that he put into the changing room. I think it was a picture of him in the stands. And as he walked out, him and Ten Hag, Ten Hag had a thing, and he looked to where he sits because that's where his entire family sit. Massive Manchester United fan. So imagine for him to come in and coach against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Dream made. Brilliant stuff. So I'm going to start off in defense. Tom Heaton. Tom Heaton actually was a United graduate. Obviously went out, came back to Manchester United. So the longest for a player, 20 years between the first time he played for United and his official debut for Manchester United. Or whatever it is, like plus minus 20 plus years.
Wow.
So Tom Heaton, again,
legend.
Didn't have any massive saves to make, but on a debut at Old Trafford, under the lights, nerves popping out, those catches that are coming high, the balls, you could miss those, and he was steady with that. So I'm going to give Tom Heaton a brilliant 6. Steady performance, had it covered, controlled the defense really well, awesome stuff from him. Right back, Diego Dalot didn't play enough of the game. Got a bit of an injury. So I'm going to rather rate Aaron Wan-Bissaka because he came in and played a lot more of the game. Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give him a 6. I think steady performance again. Came in, did the right things, got up, gelled well nicely with Anthony. But I think Anthony was missing Dalot, the overlaps and stuff like that. So it's a little bit of a different game. But a steady 6 for me.
Agreed.
Licha, coming back, getting some time, some minutes in the legs, getting ready for the Manchester Derby. Loved it. Some key tackles, really crunching tackles in the box. Some big interceptions, control the defense well, was missioning people around. So for me, Licha, again, nothing too fancy, but was in the right place at the right time. I'm going to give him a 6 as well.
Present.
Harry Maguire. On paper, he should have a 6 performance. Like, I should generally give him a 6. But this was Charlton Athletic. Mid-table in League One. Harry Maguire is the captain of Manchester United. He should be doing a commanding performance.
Great.
He spread the ball nicely. But again, got nutmegged a few times, got lost,
He's
lapses
clumsy,
of
man.
concentration. And, after the game came out bullish, or, the defenders at United need to watch out, I'm gunning for it, But what a performance like that against Charlton Athletic, if you had a performance like that against Man City, I'd give you a 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But against Charlton, I'm going to give Harry Maguire a 5. I think Maguire needs to do much better and really pick up his performances.
I just want Maguire. I think it's time now.
Yeah, I think,
You know,
and I think that's the way it's going. I think Ten Hag doesn't trust him in big games.
Do you think it can happen in
No,
this
not
transfer
now.
window?
I don't think it'll happen
In the summer.
I think in the summer, a team like Newcastle, maybe
Yes,
Aston
he'll do
Villa,
well. He'll do well.
maybe Everton, if
He'll
they
do
stay
very
up.
well.
I think that's his level. Leicester City, where there's not so much pressure, he got time to, and we mentioned it the last time. When you're playing 90 minutes and you're under the cosh the whole time, you can keep concentration.
Yes.
But when
Yes.
you play for big clubs like Manchester United, Arsenal, you're not attacked all of the time.
Correct.
And when that moments happen, like a goalkeeper, you need to be switched on.
Correct.
And he doesn't have that ability to switch on and off. So I think the writing's on the wall. I don't think Ten Hag trusts him. I think he should cut his loss. He's got still good years in him. Go out, build your career up, and go and enjoy your football, man.
Yeah, man. It's Maguire.
Yeah.
Harry.
So a 5 for me. Left back Malacia, I mentioned it. I gave him a 5 against Everton, but I'm going to give him a 7 against Charlton. Brilliant, bombed up and down, made some crunching tackles, broke up the play really well, took a yellow card or took some tackles when he needed to, not a yellow card, but took some tackles, sacrificed himself in certain points, and was part of the build-up play for the third goal. So I'm going to give Malacia a 7, a real understudy performance, and I think enough to push Luke Shaw to be the best version of himself.
Correct.
Brilliant stuff. In the middle, Kobe Mainu.
Mainu.
17-year-old boy. And I'm not going to talk too much about him because in our past and present segments, you're going to hear a lot about him.
Wow.
But Kobe Mainu got his break. He's been doing really, really well with United. Now during the mid-season break, he played in those 2 friendlies, and did really, really well for Manchester United. Got a goal in the friendlies.
Also he's in the England setup as well.
England setup.
Watch out for Mainu.
A steady performance. First game at Old Trafford under the lights can be a scary one, but he came out flying. And, people compare him or say that he could be the next Pogba for Manchester United. So, big hype, and I think he has the right coach to help him develop.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
So, I'm going to give Kobe a 6.
Nice.
Right? Decent performance.
And remember this video, guys.
Remember the name.
Game.
Remember the name. Kobe Mainu.
Game, yeah. Kobe Mainu. Wow.
Next to him, Scott McTominay.
Scotty.
Really disappointing performance, similar to Maguire. Didn't get many chances recently, but been thrown into the firing line. Too safe, too many mistakes in him, not pushing in the right direction. So for me, Scott McTominay, I'm sorry, my Scotty boy, but you're going to get a 5, just like Harry Maguire.
It reminds me a lot when Shaka was at Arsenal, having a terrible time with the fans and a terrible time. Not direct enough.
Yeah, but I don't think
Scott
he's having
goes right, left, back.
too many safe passes.
Too safe.
I don't think he's having a bad time with fans, but I think Scott is a good versatile player.
Yeah.
A good backup player, but not Manchester United quality first 11. And not any fault of his own, but he's been overused at Manchester United over the last couple of seasons. But when you get an opportunity against a team like Charlton, you need to take it. And he did. And I think Ten Hag, is a coach that will definitely notice it. Fred, on the other end, another player similar to Scott, didn't get many opportunities, came in, what a performance. I think he's put his hand up to be available for the Manchester City game to start. Brilliant performance from Fred.
Freddy.
Got into the right positions, hard hitter, at the ankles, biting at the players. He reminds me of Lloyd.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember Lloyd next to you?
Yeah, he used to do all
Lloyd used to do all the...
And Fred used to free me up.
Like the 16 valve, doesn't get tired, always getting there, and should have had a goal. Got an assist for Anthony. Passed obviously involved here, but that free kick, Abdul.
Ah,
What a
brilliant,
free
man.
kick, man.
Freddie, you guys, there's something about
I
him.
love Fred.
There's
And
something
I think-
about it, guy.
I think Fred has the makings of a brilliant backup player at Manchester United. So big up to Fred. I'm going to give Fred a 7. Really good performance. He obviously died down in the second half as he got more tired. But, I mean, that's understandable because he hasn't, the legs
Yes.
need some minutes. So
Correct.
happy with that. So that is Scott.
That's Scott.
Kobe,
You got Scott, Kobe, and Fred. That's your
So
top,
that's
top 3.
Top 3. And
The
I
front
need
three.
my fun 3. Ganacho, Ilanga, and
Ilanga and
Anthony.
Anthony.
What a goal.
Yeah, Anthony boom.
Cracker and the celebration.
Oh, is that this one?
The Memphis one.
The Memphis.
The Memphis
man.
celebration. Brilliant stuff.
Yes,
Again,
sir.
same thing I said the last time. I'm going to give him a 7 because of the
Okay.
goal.
Okay.
But the same thing I said in my review against Everton. Needs to be a little bit more brave, needs time in the Premier League, and needs to start using his right foot a little bit more. There's a player in him, but he needs to bring that player out, and he's playing with the right coach. So that's all I'm going to say about Anthony. On the left, Garnacho, standout performer again.
It's a star.
From minute 1, that boy ran the
That's a star,
defense
Ibrahim.
in the ground. He should have had a goal, should have had multiple assists. Just quality all over him. And I love the chant, Garnacho running
The
down
Ronaldo.
the wing. They
man.
swapped it, they changed it, So
But don't you think this boy is destined for that 7
this
jersey?
boy is destined for greatness at Manchester United.
And it's 7 jersey.
I hope they snap him into a long-term contract because his contract is coming up. I hope we don't lose
Me
him.
too.
But a brilliant player, and his future is bright
Mm-hmm.
if he keeps a good head on the shoulders. That's really important for the young
It's important.
footballers,
Very
So for me, Garnacho, definitely not an 8, but I'm going to give him a 7 for that performance. Ilanga,
boy.
disappointing. Similar to McTominay, had an opportunity, been given a lot of opportunities recently, but just doesn't give himself that. He's still young, not like Lakonga, still got time to develop, but not taking his opportunities. And a boy like Palestri coming in did more in 10 minutes than what Ilanga did in 80 minutes.
Yeah, that's bad.
So for me,
Come on,
Ilanga, I see only one option. Ten Hag must send him on loan now in January. Let him go and play in the championship, get a bit rough and tough, be a little bit of a dirty player, not dirty in terms of tackle, but that nutty, gritty,
Yeah.
that
He needs
hard.
it.
He needs that,
He needs it.
to
He
be able
needs
to
it.
play, and the championship is the best place to do it.
Definitely. Definitely.
So he needs that. I'm going to give him a 5. And then I know they weren't playing, but Casemiro, brilliant performance. I'm not going to rate him, but amazing. Came off the bench, him and Eriksen, changed the game
Changed
in the
the whole
midfield. And it shows why you need Casemiro and Eriksen. And just shows how thin our squad is. Without them in the squad, you're looking a bit fragile.
Definitely.
And then my man of the match, coming off the bench, Marcus Imfana's Rashford.
Rashford, boy.
Came on, was quiet for the first 10 minutes that he came on, but then just shot to life after that. Linked up really, really nicely with Garnacho, with Palestri, Casemiro, the 2 assists or the involvement in the game.
Absolutely amazing.
Rashford with the brace, 2 brilliant finishes.
Finance.
Rashford 8 and my man of the match.
Oh, yeah. Mfana,
I just might say on the game before I rate Ten Hag.
Sure.
Again, United never got out of third gear, managed the
Comfortable.
game comfortably, which is understandable. And now we wait for tonight to see who our opponents are in the Carabao Cup semi-final.
Amazing stuff.
Could be Newcastle, could be City, could be Nottingham Forest.
Could be
I mean,
anyone.
let's
And
see.
it's tonight.
That's tonight.
Sure. Amazing.
So
Amazing.
watch out at going to Old Trafford. It will definitely drop.
Be dropped.
Eric Ten Hag, 8 again.
Nice.
Consistent performances. Highest win ratio for a Manchester United manager. 74% win ratio. The fastest Manchester United manager to get to 20 wins. 20 wins in 27 fixtures.
You know what? He's doing effortless. It's effortless.
Yeah. And he's
One game at a time.
I mean, he's been judged against Sir Alex, Sir Matt, and he's breaking those records.
Yeah.
So, brilliant stuff. He needs backing. He needs the fans to be behind him. And I think if we give this man the keys to Old Trafford, I think we could have another dynasty upon us.
Agreed.
You know,
Agreed.
Sir Matt, Sir Alex, and maybe it's Ten Hag time.
Eric
So
Ten
let's
Hag.
see. So yeah,
Brilliant
guys,
stuff. Amazing.
That's
Wow.
it. Brilliant stuff.
What a review.
Thank you, guys. I know we went on a bit.
Sorry, guys.
I know we went
Yeah,
on a
we
bit,
went.
but it's a lot that we needed to cram in. Thank you for watching. Remember, get us on our socials. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on TikTok and now on Facebook. And
Wow.
Spotify is dropping soon. So Gunning to Old Trafford is all over the show. And our main platform, YouTube, for all these amazing videos. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and share our content by the fans, for the fans.
Amazing stuff. Ibi, as always, it's been an utmost pleasure. Still trying to find ourselves at the League Cup.
Yeah.
I'm still lost, but anyway.
We'll
all the
skip
best,
it. We'll
guys.
get you guys in the next one.
Yeah, we'll get-
Thank you, guys. And with that, we are
Gunning to Old Trafford.
Trafford.
Thank you, guys.